What is up, everybody? James here with Myself Invested, because the best investment that you can make is in yourself, and I want to help you do that right now. In today's video, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, breaking down some of the analysis, what I see on the charts. So let's jump right into it. So on the Bitcoin chart, I am looking at a logarithmic scale here. And what you could see, I've already drawn in some of these lines. This is a resistance line right at the top, right around the all-time highs of around 68,000 that we had back in April and in November, late October, early November. Then we've got this nice support trend line coming in from the low of July through where we are right now. And so that's exactly what I want to talk about in this video, along with some moving average things that I'm seeing with the moving averages. So what we can see again is that we've got this ascending triangle. This is generally a bullish pattern that we like to see. We've got a trend that's going up, and then we've got a little bit of accumulation happening inside this range. And then what we would like to see is a break up above this resistance, maybe retest, and then go on to higher levels. So we're kind of in the middle of this ascending triangle. Again, we've got our resistance and our support. We are getting closer and closer to the apex of this triangle with every single day that goes by. And if we happen to see a break to the upside, I talked about in yesterday's video, we could see this definitely break 100K for Bitcoin. And that would be a very exciting time for Bitcoin, for cryptocurrency, when that day comes. But right now we are sitting at about 46,000 per Bitcoin. And we are sitting right on this support level that is on the bottom part of this ascending triangle, and we've been nearing this area for the past month or so, just slowly creeping down towards it. We've crossed the 200-day moving average. We've crossed the 365-day moving average that I have here in black, and literally on this candle right now is where we're touching, where we had a close and then an open right on this candle here. So very, very, very critical point right now, as we are below some of these key, very important moving averages, but resting right on the support. And speaking of moving averages, I want to draw your attention as to what I'm seeing here. So in the red, I've got the 200-day moving average. In this black here, I've got the 365-day moving average. And generally speaking, anytime that price crosses the 200-day moving average, that's usually a bullish sign, at least in the traditional equities and stock market. When price goes below the 200-day moving average, it's usually a bearish signal. And so we have crossed that a couple times. Even just in this market cycle, this past 12 months, but that always hasn't led to bearish price movement. So one thing that I was looking at was actually the 365-day moving average, and this seems to act more like that indicator as to whether we're in a bullish trend cycle versus a bear market cycle. Because if we look back, you can see the last time that price was anywhere near, or actually that was coming down to cross the 365-day moving average, was all the way back in 2020, really when the start of the COVID crisis happened and the market tanked. It came across all of the moving averages for a really steep dive, and then obviously recovered, reclaimed it, held it as support, and then went on a absolute rip to the all-time highs. Back in July was the last time we did get across just a one candle that we had below the 365 and then quickly reclaimed. You could almost say that it just touched the moving average and came back. So that's what I was looking at here as a potential level of support. Obviously, we have the trend line, but a lot of times price can respect the moving averages. However, right now, what is very interesting is we are below both the 200 and the 365-day moving average, as I just mentioned, and we need price to get back above this if we want to continue with some of this bullish momentum, the bullish price movement for a rally towards all-time highs. But something that stuck out to me a little bit further was the correlation between the 200-day moving average and the 365-day moving average. So let me actually just hide the price action for a second and the candlesticks, and you can see just how close the 200-day moving average is to the 365-day moving average. And what this is telling me is that price wants the 200 to stay above the 365. And so because it is coming so close, this is going to be a very potent level and hopefully will act as support so that we can get price to move up, therefore bringing these lower moving averages, the shorter moving averages up with it. So the closer and closer that these two meet, in my estimation, in my speculation, is that is the closer we are to support, especially the way that it has slowly gotten closer together. That's showing me that there's going to be a inflection point almost where price is going to turn around and just go absolutely bananas. That is what I'm thinking. That is what I'm hoping. This is not financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes. But if we are able to hold the support line and we get a strong move up above these moving averages, maybe retest both of them, and then it continue on, I would think that would be a very potent level of support, a place where I will be getting in to go long. So I would hope that within the next couple days, definitely within the month, we will be able to see what happens for Bitcoin. Now, in a bearish scenario, if we break down below this support trend line, then I'm going to be reassessing kind of my bias towards the market. And at that point, we might see further price movement down to these support levels around 29, 30,000. But again, I do believe that this is going to be a potent area of support. Just have to wait and see over the next few days and see what happens. So that is all I've got for you in this video. If you like this type of content, make sure that you subscribe and that you give this video a thumbs up. I'm going to be creating more videos on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So if this is something that you're interested in, make sure you stay tuned for more like this. Again, this is James with Myself Invested, because the best investment that you can make is in yourself.